Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is the show that I do every single week, every single Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And during this show, I basically give you guys a heads up on everything that is going to be coming out from my channel over the course of the week. We also spend a little bit of time talking about current events or whatever might be top of mind for me or for you. And then we also give away an awesome comic book sponsored by the folks over at GoCollect. So this is going to be no agenda, no attenda live stream tonight. I actually have some new equipment that I am using, and I was not honestly sure how this was going to go. I'll tell you guys more about that in just a moment. Hopefully you can see me and hear me pretty well, because again, it is a new setup. But before we get going, I'm going to say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me here on this Sunday night for the Ready, Set, Go preview show. I see Chaos Lord is in the house. How you doing, brother? Johnny Future is in the house. Glitter and Duct Tape is here. Harvey Abel is here. Randy Resnake is in the house. Tina is here. Robert is here. It's good to see you, Matthew. It's always good to see you, my friend. The chat is getting away from me. Bearded Comic Collector. I saw something about 66 years old or something like that. Someone was missing or saying. Wayne McDonald is in the house. It's good to see you, my friend. I am scrolling through the names to see who else we have in the room. I actually lost part of the chat. I think I said hello to Harvey Abel already. Johnny is here. What is that? Comic Book Joe is here. It's good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the live stream. I am scrolling through the names. The Almighty Liger King is in the house. How you doing, brother? It is always good to see you. Eddie's Mullet is here. Scrolling down through the names. Obi Guy, I think that's how you say your name. I just recorded a video a short while ago, brother. I mentioned your name in the video because you prompted a question that I actually turned into a whole video. So that is going to be coming out at some point. So stay tuned for that. And again, huge shout out to anybody that ever submits questions to me that spark thought with me. So I just want to say thank you guys for that. Says hello. Yay, I'm awake for a live stream. Well, welcome to the live stream. Thankfully you are indeed awake, and hopefully we can actually keep you guys awake as we work through this thing. So this is a no agenda, no attenda live stream. I did not jam pack this agenda with much of anything, to be honest with you, because my wife picked up for me a new computer. She surprised me on Friday night with a new MacBook Pro. I think because she was tired of hearing me complain about the issues that I was having with the computer that I was using before to record videos for you guys. I came home from work on Friday. On my desk was a box under some boxes full of comics, and then on the very bottom was this just generic box that was filled with a MacBook Pro. So I had to go out and buy new equipment to be able to connect this thing, because this laptop doesn't come with all the ports that the old one used to have. So I had to go get new equipment. I'm actually using a completely different camera right now. Instead of my external camera, I'm using one that is actually built in. So hopefully you guys can actually see me well on this thing, and hopefully also hear me as well. So just let me know. Johnny Future is like, Christmas came early. Bro, she looked at me and I said to her, no, she said to me, she said, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, happy anniversary. She started just throwing out random holidays. She was like, happy Boxing Day. Yeah, so I think that I am good for a while. Burke family says it looks good. Thank you. Matthew saying it looks good. Thank you very much. What is this? Have you subscribed to a mystery Mac? So you subscribe to a mystery, bro, I'm telling you, if there is a mystery box out there that involves dope Mac computers, sign me up. Sign me up for that. Because I can clearly use it. Comic Book Joe's like, you have a keeper, brother. I'm telling you, my wife is honestly, she is the bomb. There is no doubt about that one. So she buys the stuff for me, and then she takes the old stuff. And that is a trooper, man. So the Olds computer, I took it, I cleaned it up. You know, I used the wipes and all that kind of stuff. I cleaned all the nooks and crannies, and I took the Olds case off and I scrubbed it, and I turned it over to her. Because you don't want her. I mean, she is getting an older computer, but at the same time, you still want it to be a nice computer. So I spent about 20 minutes cleaning that computer up and handed it off to her. So my wife is the bomb, man. So new setup here. I have been shooting and editing videos like a madman. I was up until about 2 o'clock last night shooting videos and editing. So I'm gonna tell you, if there are errors in videos, you just let it go. Just let it go. Because I had to get used to the new setup and the new editing and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you guys are watching this right now, either live in the room or you're watching this back on replay and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do so. That way you can stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. It also makes you eligible for all the crazy giveaways that we do. And I'm going to tell you guys in this video, I'm not giving away anything other than the GoCollect book, but I am going to give you guys a heads up on a new kind of arrangement that we've worked out with someone that we've been working with. So there's going to be some cool stuff coming you all's way. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to open this thing up. We are basically going to chat about whatever you guys want to chat about, but I want to give you a heads up before we do that on some of the videos that are actually coming out from the channel. So one of the videos that I'm going to be releasing this week is a video that I literally recorded right after last week's Ready, Set, Go preview show. And shortly after that live stream, a couple of people sent me a message and they were like, why was the live stream so short? They were like, bro, why was the live stream so short? What is going on? And so I rushed last week's live stream because I had, and I don't think you can see it on camera, there was a large box of comics sitting off to my right-hand side. Comics that I had just picked up and had not had a chance to go through. So I was like, we got to wrap this live stream up so I can dig into these comics. So there is a video that is going to be coming out and I'm going to allude to that. There is a box of comics. I opened them up. They're pretty cool. So stay tuned for that video. I traded a subscriber for some comics recently. I worked out a really sweet deal with a subscriber. And so I'm actually going to show you the books that I picked up from this subscriber. So stay tuned for that. There was a very provocative question. I was talking about Obi Guy 2000 that actually asked me a good question on, recently. And another subscriber asked me a question that I thought was a very interesting one. And I took the opportunity to take that question and make it a little provocative. And so I have a video that is going to be coming out talking about a popular app and some possible negative impacts on the comic book market and the comic book community. And again, it's a provocative topic, but I think it could be a cool topic for you guys to hear and then for us to kind of mix up. So stay tuned for that video. I have a very cool video that is going to be coming out this week. I went on the hunt. If you were following me on Instagram this weekend and you saw my live stream, you saw some dope books on my Instagram story this weekend. I can tell you for a fact that the books that you saw in that live stream have nothing on the video that I'm dropping later this week. I went on the hunt again for some Silver Age comics. And I shot a ton of footage, a ton of bonus footage showing some amazing comics. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. If you like the hunting videos, I think that this is a good hunting video because I picked up some dope books. And then I also shot some footage of some incredible comics. So stay tuned for that video. And then I have another provocative video. I like provocative right now, right? So, I am going to be talking about something that some people consider to be a harbinger for a comic book crash. And so that is another video that'll be dropping from the channel. I think it's that's 5. Yeah, 5, I think pretty solid videos that are going to be coming out from the channel this week. There may be one that I substitute out. I'm not quite sure yet. I have one other video that is like in the middle of editing that I kind of like, and I may substitute it in. I'm not quite certain, but there's going to be some good content that is actually coming out from the channel this week. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay abreast of that content, because we are also going to be giving away a cool book in one of those videos, and the content is also pretty cool. So there you go. All right. So I don't know if you guys have noticed. Has anybody noticed the wall behind me? Has anybody noticed what's going on with that wall back there? I don't know if you guys are paying attention. Maybe someone did say it already. I wasn't exactly paying attention to the live stream. Chris Barrett, you mean I'm going to win a slab? Here, Chris Barrett, brother, the problem is, even if I gave away a slab, you probably wouldn't win it, because your luck is not the best. And I think you're a good guy, but your luck, not the best, Chris Barrett. That's all I'm saying to you, brother. If this were trivia night, you be in the money. But slabs, I don't think you do well with slabs. Oh, here we go. Oh, he did get it, Chris Barrett. Okay, so everybody, I have not been paying attention to the live stream or to the chat here, but yeah. So I think that this is literally the first time ever in the history of Regie Collects that I don't have a single Marvel book on the wall. Let me slide out of the way. I want all of you guys, Burke Family Nasty, Burke Family 54. I want all of you guys to drink in what is back there on the wall. Not one DC book, or not one Marvel book. Don't look down here. Don't look at this stuff right here. Don't look at any of this right here. Stay up here on the wall. There is nothing back there but non-Marvel books. That Zatanna 16 was a gift from Thanatos, aka Matt. He hooked me up with this, and he basically said, brother, I am tired of seeing no DC books on your wall. So he gave me that. I sent it in. I got it slabs. It is a 9.6, and now it is up on the wall. So that's like a little bit of a tribute to all of you out there that are DC fans, that appreciate non-Marvel books. Just my nod to you guys. This is part of the reason why I was up so late last night, because I was working on switching out this wall. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, you can actually see that now. Oh, check that out. That's actually been up there for like 5 months and no one could see it. The struggle was real. I struggled to get books up on that wall. I tell you, that were not Marvel books. It was a little bit of a struggle for me, because I am such a Marvel guy. Randy's like, I can't figure out the theme. The theme is non-Marvel. The theme is non-Marvel. So here's what I will tell you. Somebody says, I see Pit. Pit is a dope book. What I will tell you is that I told you guys I worked out a little bit of a new deal with someone that we've been working with. One thing I will tell you is that there is at least one book on that wall, that is going to be given away at some point very soon. At least one book on that wall is going to be given away, and I'm not going to tell you which one. And no, it's not the Zatanna or the Batman Adventures 12. But at least one book will be given away. Universe Access close-up, brother. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. We can't move this setup right here closer. Oh man, here's Urban's like, now is a good time to pick up Lobo's first appearance. I've noticed a drop in prices. Hey, if there's been a drop in price, jump on it. Because those books are sometimes hard to find. Tina's like, it's the Twilight Zone. Oh man, yeah. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I was tired of looking at all the Marvel books, to be honest with you. I wanted to do something a little bit different. As you guys know, I've been trying to branch out with, doing less Amazing Spider-Man stuff by doing like some of the X-Men stuff that we've been doing as of late. I was like, you know what? Maybe we should just make a change. Maybe we should make a change and switch out the wall. And so that's part of the reason why I did it. So hopefully you guys dig that. So I'm scrolling down through the names and seeing the comments and seeing what you guys. Johnny Future says, I see a bloody Robin. That is your fault, bro. That is your fault that there is a bloody Robin on the wall. You started that. The Harley Quinn is dope. I actually I have two of those now. I have two of the Harley Quinn first appearances. And I think that cover for that comic is really, really gorgeous, you know. But I was fortunate enough to pick up one copy, and then another presented itself, and I decided to pull the trigger on that one as well. So very pleased. And I think the one that I have still raw might actually come back higher grade than the one that's actually on the wall, which I think is a 9.0. So yeah, Berg family. He is a non-Marvel guy, and so yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We'll see how long it stays up there. Batman's cousin, how you doing? He says, "Mad props." Let me. I'm scrolling down through the names. I am way behind. You guys are definitely on a roll here with the comments. So I think that's cool. Yeah, there's a healthy number of Walking Dead back there, right? I was able to pick up the 193, the 192, 193, and then a subscriber actually hooked me up with this. Sent me a raw copy of it. I sent it in, got it graded. It actually came back at a 9.8. Definitely a cool book. The subscriber, I think, had like 50 copies on it, and it's like, hey, do you want one? I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. So sent it over and hooked it up. So the pit is the bomb. Scrolling down, seeing what else you guys are talking about. A lot of people talking about the books back there. The Walking Dead, 193, the Lobo 2. I definitely dig that book. Chris Barrett, I see you, brother. The Chamber of Chills was actually picked up from a subscriber of that is actually on Instagram. He had that book for sale. I saw it, and I went ahead and snagged it. I was actually debating giving doing a couple of things with that book. Actually bought it thinking that maybe I would do it as a GoCollect giveaway. And then I actually just decided to keep it because I thought it was a really cool book. So that one is probably just going to stay. Collecto 6. I am not telling you guys which book is going to be given away, but I do want to encourage you guys to stay tuned. So what I will tell you is I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. She Spawn has one of the nicest spreads of Spawn related books on her Instagram page. I think she says she is 2 books away. I think is it every cover that has come out for 301 She Spawn? Is that what I saw on your Instagram? Is that what I saw? Is it every cover, every variant for 301, or is it 300? And I think you said you're like 1 or 2 books away from having a full run. But yeah, huge Spawn fan. And I'm going to tell you, She Spawn, I actually thought about you when I put this one on the wall. That is, I think it's Spawn. What is that? 192, maybe? No, 285. I actually thought about you when I put that up there. My buddy Vika actually hooked me up with that several months ago. He hooked me up with that one. So Tom Garcia in the house. How you doing? Kyler is in the house. Comic Book 62, Los is here. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. All right. So what I want to do is give you guys a heads up. I have been working for the last last 2 months with 3204 auctions. And we'll talk more about this. And I think you may have even heard about it in one of my recent videos. But 3204 auctions, they do a couple of really cool things, right? They have a service called a CGC subscription service that basically allows you to buy books in advance or buy tokens or like credits, right? And then once you buy your credits, you then get to pick a couple of books that are coming out from Marvel or DC or whoever. They go out, get those books. They then send those books in to be slabbed, and they basically guarantee that you get 9.8s. And so you pay a couple of bucks. I think it's like $39.99 or something like that. And you are guaranteed to get a 9.8 comic. So it's a really good way if you don't want to have a CGC membership to be able to score some really nice books. But so they have this service, and then they also have an auction side on eBay where you can basically just buy comics, right? That have already come out. Maybe you didn't pick it up before, but now it's a 9.8 and you now decide that you want it. They have an eBay store as well. So we've been working with these guys for a couple of months now. And a lot of people have actually signed up. A lot of people have actually used my code REGIECOLLECTS and actually signed up to get these 9.8s. And there's a link in the description. So in talking with the owner, he decided that he wanted to do a little bit more with the channel. And so what he has done is sent over a couple of slabs to me. One of those slabs is on the wall. A couple more slabs are sitting off to my side here. And then I also have some gift certificates. And so from the channel over the next couple of weeks, what I'm going to be doing is doing a live stream, not this live stream, but we'll be doing some live streams in which if you are in the room, you might have a chance to win either a 9.8 slab or a gift certificate from 3204 auctions. And so I think it's a really cool thing on their part because I think that they're starting to like some of the things that we're doing here at the channel, starting to benefit them. And then I think they just want to continue to kind of up their game. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay attuned to the various things that are going to be coming out from the channel, because in addition to like the t-shirts we've been giving away and the GoCollect slabs we've been giving away, we're going to be giving away some additional slabs and some additional gift certificates from 3204 auctions. So stay tuned for that. And again, a huge shout out to these guys for for continuing to work with me and continuing to give me things that I can give to you guys. So stay tuned for that. I have no clue where 3204 auctions is located. No clue at all, but I'm pretty sure if you go to their website or click that link in the description of the video, you can probably find out. Or you can just send Jerry an email and I'm sure he'll respond back to you and kind of give you the download on where he is. So Burke family is talking about Power Rangers, Batman, TMNT, and Flash are his favorites. I'm going to tell you, Burke Nasty. Video dropping, the Silver Age hunting video that is dropping has some dope Flash. Dope Flash, my friend. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss that video because it is going to be awesome. So scrolling down through, Johnny Future's like, give it away now. No, bro. All right. So what do you guys want to talk about? We're going to talk about a couple of things and then we're going to give away this cool book, but I don't want to miss this opportunity to interact with you guys. If you have questions, comments, thoughts, throw it up in caps. That way I can actually see it and then we can have a good conversation about it. So, all right. So I'm scrolling down through the comments here, seeing what you guys are talking about. I don't know. I don't know if they're in Florida, to be honest with you, bro. I honestly don't know. I mean, I think I don't know that they have to be located that close in order to do it. I want to say that they have a healthy number of people that use their subscription service. So my guess is that they're sending in a healthy number of books. But I don't know. I would say if they lived close, it would make life a whole lot simpler. But they don't necessarily have to be. So. Again, if you guys have questions, Wayne McDonald's like, I love Flash. I'm telling you, I am not the biggest DC fan, as you guys know, despite my wall of just a ton of DC stuff back there. But I'm flipping through these boxes and I thoroughly was like, I need to stop and stare at this book for just a moment because there were some really, really cool books. And I also give you a little bit of background on the collection and all that kind of stuff. So again, I think it's going to be a cool video. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And hopefully you guys will let me know what you think about it. So scrolling down through the comments here, Kyler's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Spawn, and Batman. Everybody is throwing it up. So I am not going to talk about, I have a video where I've started to brainstorm some of the House of X Powers of 10 stuff. And I'm thinking about doing a pre-recorded wrap-up video for that. So I'm kind of holding my water for that one. But what I will tell you is that I think House of X and Powers of 10 were incredible. It was incredible. And in fact, I'll tell you this weekend, I've spent a lot of time actually going back and reading some other Jonathan Hickman work. I was reading Secret Wars from 1995. I was reading Infinity. I think that I don't even know when Infinity came out. I am like, I've already finished Secret Wars and I'm like halfway through Infinity. So going back, rereading some of that stuff that Jonathan Hickman has done in the past. And I'll tell you, I think he's an incredible writer. I don't like those series as much as I do like what he has done for the X-Men. I feel like he is really in a fantastic spot with those two series, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else he actually drops. Those series were incredible, and I spent some time yesterday actually going through each one of the issues, basically looking for pivotal moments that I found really compelling for this video that I might actually put together. And I mean, every single issue had at least one powerful moment in it that warrants some conversation. And I will say that there's probably a couple of issues that have multiple moments where you're like, ooh, that was deep, you know. So stay tuned. I may try to put this video together over the course of the week, and then get that one out there. So Wayne McDonald says Showcase 4 is his grail. Nice. Scrolling down. If you guys want to talk about House of X and Powers of 10, have at it. I'll definitely jump in there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 95. I think I have 2 of those, I want to say. Yeah, GoCollect is the bomb. I do enjoy those guys. Definitely some good dudes. So scrolling down, yeah, we're not doing any trivia. A little burned out on the trivia. You know, I was doing, what was it, at least one per month for at least 6 months straight. And then even before that, in the months before that, I was doing it maybe twice per month, and then I ended up cutting back. But it was trivia's a lot. It's fun. It takes a lot out of me, you know. And we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it at some point, possibly in the new year. So, scrolling down through the comments here, yes, House of X Powers of 10 definitely was compelling. I mean, I think, you know, again, I think there was at least one thing in every single issue that was mind-blowing, and oftentimes there were a couple of moments, right? And so the way that I'm thinking about doing this video is I'm thinking about showing you guys like my powerful moments, and then encouraging you to kind of outline some of your powerful moments, right? Whether you agree with mine or disagree, I kind of, that's how I'm thinking about doing the video, but I need to let it rattle around in my head just a little bit more to see what's what with that one. So I don't know. Collecto6 is asking here whether Marvel responded on the X-Men music. My guess is that they have not, right? Because it's you know, a pending lawsuit or some pending litigation. My guess is that they have not spoken about those things publicly. At least I haven't seen anything as of yet. So I'm sure more to come if they even, you know, publicly comment at all. You know, who knows? I mean, again, once the attorneys get involved, yeah, a lot of things go silent once they get involved, because there's the back end wranglings and stuff like that. So is X-Men 1 out this week? Is that coming out this week? If so, I am all over that. Yeah, so House of X, we actually do. I talked about this at the beginning of the show. I actually have a really dope hunting video that is going to be dropping this week. I'm actually hunting for some Silver Age books. And I actually shot a ton of bonus footage for this hunt, because a lot of people like, I think, to see me kind of flip through the books and see what I'm actually seeing. So I had an opportunity to hunt through, and it's an impressive collection of books. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's an impressive collection of books that is actually owned by a single person. It's not it's in a comic shop, but it's not a comic shop's collection of books. It was a collector's set of books that I was able to kind of go through. And so stay tuned, because I think it's a really good video that hopefully you guys will enjoy. So scrolling down, should the X-Men be a threat to the Avengers when they enter the MCU? I think the X-Men are going to be a threat to everyone, because that's technically the role that they play in life, right? They are essentially viewed as everyone's enemy. So I don't know how they're going to introduce the X-Men into the MCU, because there's any number of ways that they can do it. It just depends on the long-term plan of what they're going to be working towards. If they're working towards an Avengers versus X-Men movie, it kind of makes sense to set them up as enemies, or at least to kind of point towards that. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with that. For me, Avengers or A versus X is one of my favorite story arcs. I'd love to see that come to life. But that doesn't necessarily have a happy ending for the X-Men. So I could probably do without that one because it's not a happy ending for my folks. So Moira is going to be made out to be a villain. Bro, all of them are villains now. I mean, let's just be honest, right? I mean, Charles is not necessarily blameless. Magneto's never been blameless. And Moira is, doing what she feels to be the right thing to do based upon everything that she said. So technically, they are all a little dirty, have a little dirt on their hands. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this Dawn of X #1 looks like when it comes out. We still don't know. Spoiler alert, if you haven't read it, there are probably going to be some spoilers to some of the stuff I've already said or some of the stuff I'm about to say. But we are going to find out who the Red King is. And one of the things that I thought about it today or yesterday when I was going through the books, is I wondered aloud if Franklin Richards was somehow going to be the Red King. And I don't think so, because I don't see a connection between Emma Frost and Franklin Richards. So I don't know if that's going to be possible. But that was one thing that kind of popped into my mind as I was thinking, who could the Red King be? So I don't know. We'll see. Scrolling down through the comments here. Who do you think will be the MCU Sinister Six, and who do you want to in the Sinister Six? Are you asking for actors? Because, brother, I don't know the actors. I would say, honestly, just going off of the straight characters, I would say just do the original Sinister Six, right? Because there's been a couple of different iterations of the Sinister Six. There was the female version. There's a couple of, folks that have stepped in from time to time. I say go with the original Sinister Six, stick with the original. Let's see that come to life. Because, I'd love to see Kraven in the MCU. I think seeing Kraven and some of those original Sinister Six characters in the MCU would be really, really cool, So I'd love to see that happen. Scrolling down through the comments here. Wow. So Stop Collecting over 20 years ago just came back when House of X Powers of 10 started and have been hooked on collecting. I'm going to tell you, this is really a sweet spot to be in when it comes to comics right now. So welcome back. You found a fantastic series to come back on, to be honest with you, and a wonderful moment in time with all of the movies and the TV shows and the streaming services and the wonderful content that is being written. I think you've found a fantastic time to come back to the hobby. So welcome to you, my friend. Please let me know if you need anything as you continue to ingrain yourself back into this hobby. Let me know if you need something. So scrolling down through the comments here. Keith is asking how I price raw books. Comicspriceguide.com is how I price raw books. I grade them. Based upon what I'm actually seeing, the overall condition of that book. And then I use comicspriceguide.com to bounce that grade that I've assigned against the values that are in comicsbookpriceguide.com. If you take a look at the video that I released, I think it's like helpful resources or something like that for comic book collectors. I released it this last week. It has a ton of different websites in there that I actually use that help with grading, that also help with prices of raw books and graded books. So Keith, you may want to check that out because I think it's a pretty cool video. Scrolling down through the comments here. Connie's like, you should have the wife on. No, Connie. The wife does not partake in any of this stuff. I mean, we are lucky we've actually seen the wife in videos, right? She doesn't do any of this stuff. She doesn't do it. It's not her thing. She's not into being on camera. She's not into public speaking. That is not her thing. But I have had her in videos, like the antique, when I went to Niles to go antique shopping. Well, technically I went to go to hunt comics in the antique district. The wife was actually in that video, but she has no interest in coming on the live stream. She actually is probably sitting outside in this outer room, probably listening to me right now. Scrolling down through the comments here, see what you guys are talking about. Comic Karma. Here we go. So Comic Karma. What is the question? Daniel's saying how to give back to others to grow the collecting community if you don't have a YouTube channel like the rest of us. There are a total of 114 other people that are in this live stream right now that you can make friends with, my man Daniel. I promise you that this room is full of some awesome people that would be your friend and would happily exchange comic books with you. And I know that there are people in here right now that have actually done trades with one another. And there are a ton of fantastic people in here right now, like this guy, Matthew. He is a 15-year-old kid that I've had an opportunity to meet. I think he's a good guy. Kyler is here. Chris Barrett is here. I mean, these are all people. She Spawn, if you have anything that is Spawn related, that is your person. Burke Family Nasty, Johnny Future. I mean, this room is honestly full, Los, of really wonderful people. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, you actually don't need one. Socialize with these folks in the room. You can come over to Instagram if you are on Instagram, and you can socialize over there. If honestly, if you have things that you want to give back to the comic book community, reach out to me. Tell me what you have. I'll find somebody that you can send it to. There are a lot of people that send things to me and I work them back into the comic book community, but you can certainly do it yourself. And what I will say is the nature of that question speaks to why I really enjoy this comic book community. The fact that someone's like, hey, I want to give something back to me, that is the right attitude. That is the right sentiment. I salute you, brother, just for asking the question. You know, comic book karma is a real thing. I tell you, it is true. It is true. The more you give, the more you get. There is no doubt about that. But that's not also why you give it. You give it because it's the right thing to do. All right. So scrolling down through the comments here, I think we are going to just go ahead and jump. I am so far behind on the comments. It is incredible how much you guys are talking. All right. So let's go ahead and get to this giveaway, and then maybe we'll continue to chit chat a little bit later. So this is the book that we are going to be giving away this week. I actually like this camera better, I think. This is New Mutants 87. This is a 9.4 white pages, first appearance of Cable, also first appearance of Strife and some other folks. This is a pretty dope comic that is going to be given to one lucky person right now. If you are indeed the lucky winner of this particular book, you are not only going to get that really good comic, you're also going to get this right here. You're going to get an exclusive variant from GoCollect, and you're also going to get your choice of a GoCollect t-shirt. It's a distressed GoCollect t-shirt, comes in large and extra large. If you can't fit one of those sizes, then you can have your option of a stylus. It's a pin and a stylus. So if you are the winner, you have to send me an email to regiecollects@gmail.com, REGIE collects@gmail.com. I will bundle this stuff up for you after you provide me with your name and your mailing address and your preference for either a shirt with the size or for the stylist. I will get this stuff sent out to you. And we are going to make somebody, I think, really happy today, to be honest with you, because this is a pretty cool book. So let's go ahead and pull up the list real quick. We are going to glance at the list of names. Let me expand this thing a little bit larger so that you guys can see it. These are all the individuals that actually entered the GoCollect contest for this week that were able to find the phrase, and the phrase was Strife. They were able to plug it into the MailChimp link on the community tab, which allowed them to enter into the contest. I was able to get this posted up, I think, around 9 o'clock this morning. So these are all the folks that were, able to successfully enter the contest. And in just a moment, one of these folks is going to be the lucky winner of a New Mutants 87. So let's go ahead and share my screen. We're going to roll some dice, and then we are going to figure out who the winner will be of this pretty cool comic. So we have 10. We're going to randomize this thing a total of 10 times, and then we are going to give away this book to someone. All right. So again, you have 1 week to claim your prize. Most people claim the book within like an hour or two of the show, which I think is great, as it shows a lot of people are watching. So that's one time that we are randomizing this list of 244 people. That is the second time. Here is number 3. This is number 4. Here is the 5th roll, or the 5th randomization. Number 6, number 7, 8, 9, and the winner of the Go Collect giveaway for this week. For this week of A New Mutants 87 9.4 White Pages is Nicholas Gear. Nicholas Gear, you are the winner of A New Mutants number 87. Pretty dope book. Congratulations to you, my friend. This is your book. Make sure you send me an email to regiecollects@gmail.com, providing me with your full contact information, your preference for either a shirt or your stylist. If you want the shirt, I need to know which size you want so that I can bundle this up and send it out to you. So I also want to show you guys the new book that is going to be given away. So I'm actually going to try to pop open Go Collect here really quickly so I can show you guys the new book that is going to be given away. Yes, and I am logged in, which is really nice. Apple has done some really cool stuff where I was able to like migrate most of my settings over programs and settings from one computer to the next. It was really fantastic. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not the biggest Mac fan, even though I've been using Macs, but primarily because my wife buys them. And that's why I use them. But I am really starting to be a big fan of the Mac computers. So I want to look up really quickly this New Mutants 87 and see the price on this one. I don't know that I did that before. So we're going to pull this one up. This is a Go Collect interface. I just typed in New Mutants 87. You can see it up here in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to click on the title and then we're going to scroll down to the 9.4 and see what is going on with this book. So yeah, you can see the FMV for this book is about 130, but you can see there was a recent sale of 140. There was 106, 122, 158, 102, 120. Someone had a spoken deal at $225. Smoking if you were the seller. All right, so that is that. So now let me back up and we are going to do another search for this next book. And I'll show you this book. Hopefully, yeah, you guys can see this. So this next book I think is really cool. I think it's a cool book. It is Venom number 3. This is a signature series, Venom number 3, 9.8. This book is actually signed by Mr. Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman on 10/27/18. This is the new book that is going to be given away this week as part of the Go Collect giveaway. All you have to do in order to win this double signed 9.8 is basically watch the videos that come out from the channel over the course of the week. You have to be a subscriber and you watch the videos. And in one of those videos, I'm going to give you a phrase. And it's that phrase that you then plug into the community tabs MailChimp link. You plug it in there and you are basically in the running for a book. You then tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, this show right here next week. Tune into that and you find out if you're going to be the winner. This is a really, really cool book, I think. So let's pull up the price for this one really quick. I'm going to pull up Venom number 3. I actually had somebody reach out to me the other day and basically say, hey, how do you find the values of signature series books on Go Collect? Or, you know, they made the assumption that it wasn't there. The truth is that it actually is here. And I'll show you guys exactly where it is if I can actually find the book. So I'm searching. All right, there we go. So Venom number 3, first appearance of Null. First appearance of the villain known as Null. All right, so I'm on the page. And right here, you can see universal grade. That's basically blue label stuff. You click on the analyzer. You click on that. Once you go here, you actually uncheck the universal. Then you check on the signature series. You scroll down. You hit the submit button. And then you can actually get the information that you're looking for. You can see here that this book has gone up 8.6%. Last sale was on 10/7/2019. There have been 78 sales. That is a lot of 9.8 signature series. But you can see here, the price most recent is $199, $130, $144, $149, $199, $137. This is a pretty nice book. And what we don't know, because I'm not going to click on them, is whether all of these books were single signed or double signed. We do know that they are definitely signature series, but there can be the reasons for the price variances that we are seeing right here. So there you go. That is going to be the book that is going to be given away this coming week. It is a pretty nice one. It is Venom number 3, 9.8 signature series, double signed book by Sir Donnie Cates. So there you go. Scrolling down through the comments here, because I am definitely behind. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a cool book. I think it's a cool book. I actually have a copy of it myself. Mine is not signed, and it's also not a 9.8, but I have the book. But this is actually going to be someone's awesome book. So I had to balance it out, right? I have a wall of non-Marvel stuff behind me. So I at least had to show Marvel books to make myself feel a little bit better. So again, this book is going to be someone. So here we go. Almighty Liger King is putting in his bid. He's saying, loving it. Give me that book. Again, anybody can get this book. Anybody can get it. All you have to do is tune in to the videos that come out from the channel. Find the one where I give you the phrase, and you have a shot at actually giving this book. So Wayne McDonald, brother, it is good to see you. Get some rest. We will talk to you soon, my friend. Eddie's Mullet saying that was signed by Stegman and his amazing friend. Well done. Well done. Do I have to be a paying member to see stats on GoCollect? I honestly don't know, Johnny Future. I want to say that they show you some data, but not all data. I mean, I've been a member of GoCollect now for almost 2 years, so I honestly don't remember, to be frank. But yeah, it's I don't know. And I mean, just hop over to GoCollect real quick and try to see what the deal is. Oh, Chris Barrett, you are a hilarious dude. Good night, my friend. Get some rest. I know that it's definitely very late for all of you guys on the East Coast. So Robert Santiago, Wayne, and others, thank you guys for hanging out just a little bit. I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us for tonight. So haven't won since I began watching, but no big deal. Love the vids. Mr. Reggie does. Well, thank you for that. She Spawn, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate those kind words. Because the thing is, there's a lot of books that we give away, but there's also a lot of people that enter the contest, so maybe, but you never know. You never know when your name is going to be called. And I think She Spawn has actually come in second place like twice, I do believe. And I think it was like 2 weeks in a row she came in twice. So definitely been pretty close. You can guess that that's going to be the phrase, but you'd be wrong. Or are you right? I don't know. We'll have to see this week. The video has already been recorded and the video has been scheduled. And so it'll be released at some point this week. So you guys definitely want to stay tuned for that. Regular members can just see the FMV. Yeah, I think what he's saying is, so you have to be a member in order to see FMV. But can you see any sales data? I guess that's part of the question, though. So scrolling down through the comments here. Yep. So a couple of people are saying you do have to pay to see the sales prices. There you go. There you go. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. And again, if someone absolutely needs a sales price, use comicspriceguide.com. It's a great resource. Or you can just send me an email with a specific book. Like, I have no problem looking up a book. Notice I said a book, not all your books. But if someone needs to know a price or something like that, just send me a message. I'm happy to help out as best I can. So no big deal. Scrolling down through the names. Why is anybody blowing on my dice? I don't get it. I just roll the dice. No one has to blow on any dice up in here. Scrolling down through the comments here, scrolling what you guys are talking about. What does it say? So $5.99 per month, I think, worth it if you're a trader and looking for how to get the right price on what to pay. Saw that on one of your vids and signed up. Yeah, I mean, I actually really like GoCollect, and I've been a member for quite some time. I kind of sort of struggle with how you buy and sell books if you don't necessarily know the price. And I guess you can do other things like, use sold items on eBay. The challenge, however, is that that's only one part of the market, and it doesn't really take into account aggregate data from multiple sources. So that's part of the reason why I actually like using a pricing service, because, they update their data on a regular basis. They aggregate it from multiple locations, and, you have to rely upon something, and so whatever that something is, find it, stick with it, and use that for your buying and your selling. If it's not GoCollect, if it's GPA, if it's comicspriceguide.com or one of the other mini sites that are out there, I think you just have to find something that works for you, So scrolling down through the comments here, scrolling down, I'm definitely behind. Hey, do you know what comic book series I should start collecting next? No, I don't know. I don't know. I could recommend some X-Men related titles that are coming out this month. I don't know. I don't know if you can go wrong. If it were me, I am such a fan of the X-Men right now that I would probably continue reading the X-Men stuff, the Dawn of X, the new X-Men ongoing series, the X-Force title, the Marauders. Those are probably the three that I'm most interested in. I'm going to get them all, but that's a dope series. If you aren't reading Immortal Hulk, if you're not reading Venom, if you're not reading Carnage, you definitely want to check those out. Outside of like some of the Marvel books, I'm a little hesitant to make recommendations because I'm not, not that conversant in a lot of the DC books. So, what is that? Somebody's okay. Sorry. Scrolling down through the comments here. I think, I think that's fine to say, right? There's a comment here from Chaos Lord, and he and I don't often, we sometimes disagree, but we're never disagreeable with one another. And his comment here is collect the comics you like to read and forget the value. I mean, that is true. That is true. If you're talking about brand new comics, perfectly fine. If you're talking about spending money on expensive comics, then you should absolutely know the value, and you should absolutely buy what you like. But I think you have to know the value if you're spending real money. If you're spending $4, $5 for a comic, does not matter. But if you're spending, add some zeros behind that 4 and that 5, you should absolutely know the value of the books that you are buying or the books that you are selling. And so maybe that, I don't know what the context was for that comment, but I want to, add a little meat to that bone. I want to add a little meat there. So scrolling down through the comments here, GoCollect and CPG helps me from overpaying for, there you go. And this is a perfect example, right? Is that you can have some things that you love that you want to buy, but how much should you pay? That is actually a legit comment. And, I work hard for my money. And I don't want to just give my money away. I don't want to spend frivolously. I don't want to spend willy nilly. I want to know what is the FMV. I want to know what the going rate is for a comic before I plunk down my money. And so I think by using things like GoCollect and CPG and some of these other things out there, it goes a long way. Back in the day when comics were 12 cents and 15 cents and 25 cents and 60 cents and $1.25, when I came along, $1.50, $1.75, no problem. No problem. But now, when there are zeros behind it, I think you have to know the values. Oh, somebody did read this, the Doom book. I was reading, what is it? God King Doom. I was reading Secret Wars from 2015. It's actually, I enjoyed that series. I may actually go back and read it one more time. But God King Doom was dope. And so I was reading that at the same time I'm seeing the solicitations for like the Doom stuff kind of popping up with his ongoing series. I think Doom has had some series in the past, but I think this is like his first ongoing series. I'm actually kind of sort of tempted to pick it up, but it's good to know that it was actually a good read. So very cool. Very cool. Scrolling down. I am not getting My Little Pony. Oh, this is a recommendation for someone else. Don't listen to Matthew. He'll have you waste money on My Little Pony. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. Scrolling down through some of the comments here. eBay is always mostly higher, but there are deals. There are deals indeed. There are deals. You just have to look for them. Scrolling down through some of the comments here. Here we go. Matthew is also co-signing the new Doom. I may have to check that out. Yes, this is actually something Robert Hicks is hitting on. Donnie Cates is actually doing the new Thor series. I actually talked about this briefly in a video that I'm actually coming out with. Donnie Cates is a talented dude. He really is a talented dude. And I recently read some Jason Aaron Thor and enjoyed it. And now that I'm kind of like, oh, Thor is not so bad with the these and the thous like back in the day. But now that Donnie's writing it, it could be really interesting. It could be really interesting. So I'm actually looking forward to checking that out. Scrolling down through the comments here. Oh man, still need 3 and 5 to complete the set. If anyone has Immortal Hulk 3 and 5, help my man out here. He needs to pick up a couple of those low number comics. What is a good starting place for X-Men? Honestly, if it were me, I'd start with House of X and Powers of 10. I really would, because House of X Powers of 10 is basically taking the entire history of the X-Men and basically distilling it down into basically 12 books. Here is the story in basically 12 books. And then they are saying this is the foundation for the future, right? So I think that is essentially what House of X and Powers of 10 is essentially doing. You can go back and read the old stuff. The old stuff is fantastic. I enjoy it. But if you want to have an onboarding point, House of X, Powers of 10, not a bad way to go. And then branch out from there. Scrolling down through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Yeah, Almighty Liger King talking about Doom, saying to pick that up. Scrolling. Remember when DC's model was holding at $2.99, man? Those were like the good old days, man. I remember when books were $1. $1, then it went up to $1.25, then I think they were $1.50. Now it's expensive, but what isn't? Right. This is not a complaint over the price of comics, right? Because everything's expensive. I mean, I remember when you could actually get a haircut. I think haircuts were $7.50. That's how much a haircut was. And now I pay a lot more than that for my son's head. And it's only like this big. His whole head is this big. Oh, man. All right, so I'm scrolling down through the comments here. All right, so I'm going to rescind my comments where I was talking about My Little Pony. I saw several people make comments about that. I apologize. My Little Pony is dope. I don't want any problems from people that read My Little Pony. I don't want to incur the wrath. Bearded Comic says, I actually bought comics for 10 cents. That is crazy. Oh, Ray is like, I remember when they recorded. That is crazy. Geek. I remember when gas was $1. That's actually when gas used to smell like real gas, like back in the day. Oh man, here's the thing. If you could go back in time, think about this. If you could go back in time right now to when comics were what they're talking about here, $0.25 and 10 cents and $1, what would you buy? Think about it. What would you buy? My answer, everything. I would take every dollar that I had. I would buy comics. And that is just being completely honest, because you look at what has happened. I would have bought everything. Old school comics is like, I started when they were 25 cents. Kyler, when Marvel went from 30 to 35 cents is when they crossed. Oh man, the gauntlet was thrown down by Marvel with that 35-cent book. Oh man, that is awesome. You guys are hilarious. All right, here we go. So a couple of people saying X-Men 1, that's what I would have bought. Bearded Comic Collector is like Action 1. And you guys are saying you would have bought 1. I would have bought them all. The entire newsstand, the entire print run. John, who is this? John is like everything. I'm telling you. All of it, I would buy it all. Same here with Los. I'm telling you. Man, I just, if you knew then what you know now, there are so many books that just, if you could do it all over again, it would be incredible. But here's another question. Given the fact that the people that saw these comics then didn't necessarily know what the future would hold, the question becomes, will we do things differently today for our future, which is also unknown? Are there books that are out right now that will be someone else's grail? I mean, it's a provocative question, right? You think about the comics back in the day when kids used to just read them and do whatever. Newsstands would rip the covers off, entirely, or tear the cover in half to send it back to get their refund or whatever it happened to be. Kids would stick them in their back pockets, or they would be given to soldiers and they would, fold them up and put them in their backpacks and things like that. No one treated these things. Well, few people, I should say, probably treated them like precious commodities, right? which is it's a periodical. And so they did not do that. And you look at what comics have become, and the question is, are there books that are coming out now that are going to be someone else's precious in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? It's interesting to think about. It's interesting to think about. Makes you, I don't know. And again, it's we are talking about value here, but we are talking about it in a slightly different way, because I think we're talking about, in my mind, the historical nature of these things, right? The historical nature. Here we go. Powers of X #1. There you go. Immortal Hulk #1. There you go. Avengers 684. There you go. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. Yes, but you guys are getting off into, I may have to go back and read this chat a little bit later. CGC would say, why does this Action Comics #1 look like? You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. All right. What did that say? I predict that in the year 2075, Turok 1 will be Chaos Lord. How many of those are you sitting on, bro? How many do you have? You have a long box full of Chaos Lord. He is going to pass on basically bricks of gold to his grandchildren and great grandchildren in the form of Turok #1. That is awesome. That is awesome. Oh man, cringe at the thought of someone growing up and having squirrel. Hey. I was just talking about My Little Pony, and someone, a couple of people corrected me. So let's not pick on Squirrel Girl, bro. There might be some fans in here. Chaos Lord says about 15 or 20 Turoks #1. That's all right. Oh, you guys are awesome. Dark Hawk #1. Hey, I just picked up Dark Hawk #1. Or no, Dark Hawk 2 #1. You guys are awesome. All right, I'm going to wrap this thing up. There are some dope videos that are coming out from the channel this week. There is last week I wrapped up the Ready, Set, Go preview show incredibly early because I wanted to unbox a box of comics that was sitting next to me. So I'm showing that video this week. I traded a subscriber for some books. So we're definitely going to be showing that trade content. There is a rumor that there is a popular app out there that may actually be having an adverse reaction on the comic book community and comic book values. So I'm going to be digging into that topic just a little bit. I have a really dope Silver Age hunting video that is coming out with a ton of bonus footage of books. You don't want to miss this one. You don't want to miss this one because I think that this is a really cool video. And then the very last one is a little bit of a provocative topic that I'll be digging into, talking about a possible harbinger of a comic book crash. So those are some of the videos that are going to be coming out this week. I'm also going to be giving away some books or some gift certificates from the guys over at 3204 auction. And so you definitely want to check out the links in the description of the video because there are going to be some cool things that are going to be coming out from the channel. Also have two podcasts that are going to be dropping this week. So stay tuned for those. I think they're dropping on Monday and Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Those podcasts will be dropping. So stay tuned to both of those. So I want to, again, thank you guys for hanging out with me a little bit. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at RegieCollects on Instagram at RegieCollects@gmail.com. And again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live stream. And as a reminder, this is the book that is going to be given away this week. This is the GoCollect giveaway that we are dropping. It is Venom #3, 9.8 double signed comic. This book could be yours this time next week. So subscribe to the channel, watch the videos that are coming out, and you could potentially win this book. Thank you guys. Have a good night.